Seasonal growth is a constant life cycle that never stops. Some seasons last longer than others, but it's about you and how you handle them. Yes, I kind of messed up on my own quote, but that's okay. Hey guys, how are you? It's Azalea. I hope you're blooming and doing well, keeping alive and surviving, and of course, not choosing violence. We are finally in the fall season, and I am so happy to finally be in the fall season. I've now created a series called Seasonal Growth, which you guys knew in my previous video. I did introduce Welcome to Seasonal Growth. So today we are going to be talking about this new season and what it's all about. So stay tuned, guys. Seasonal growth. We go through different seasons for a reason. Just like nature, you can relate them to life, like I always say. You have winter, you have fall, you have spring, and you have summer. Spring and summer are more brighter and on the blissful side of things if you look at it in the physical, obviously. Where winter and fall is more darker and a little more gloomy, cooler, and mysterious. Addams Family, anybody? And with every season, there comes a lesson. It's up to you to take it in, recognize the season, and take notes. With that being said as well, when you look at the different seasons in seasonal growth, there's always, like I said, something to be learned. Whether it's to gain wisdom, knowledge, build patience, build character, mold you into what you're supposed to be. As I like to say with seasonal growth, and if y'all see that I look a little, side note and disclaimer, if y'all see I'm not talking like I usually do and I normally do. I'm just not fully, I'm not fully 100% today. I am actually not feeling 100% today. But it was in me to do this video, so I'm doing it for y'all. So back to my regular scheduled program, like my spiritual mother would say. But with seasonal growth, like I said, there's always something to be learned, always something to be gained. And if you guys noticed, like I said in the previous clip before, I started the series of seasonal growth. But we're not just going to look at the seasons. For this particular video, we are looking at seasons. But as I go on with seasonal growth, we're actually going to look at the different seasons, not just related to nature and winter. So just wanted to put that out there. Every season in life, or like I say with the seasonal growth, there's a different call to action that needs to happen. But the first step in order to know what is your call to action is to be able to identify what season you are in. Now, if I'm specifically for this video, I'm just talking about the seasons. Now, one thing that I did also learn with seasons is that your seasons can overlap. You can be going through a fall season while also going through, I want to say, a spring season. Or you could be going through a winter season as well as a summer season. I recently had that experience. And to go back to my point of a call to action, you guys know when I talk about, if you've been following me for a while, when I talk about the winter season, I always relate winter to just a time to pause, meditate, relax, try to breathe, and focus on different things that you need to focus on. But I also like the fall. Fall is my absolute favorite season, and we are in the fall season, like I said. So I'm so excited and happy that I've lived to see the fall season again. So I'm going to talk on fall because since we are in the fall season, it only makes sense that I talk about the fall season. With the fall season, the call to action that I like to say is shedding off the dead weight, getting rid of things that you know you don't need to have anymore. Now, you don't have to have fall season during the actual fall in nature. Your fall season can come in nature, it could be summer season, but you may be going through your fall season. But obviously for me, when we reach a certain season, I just talk about that topic. So with the fall season, the call to action obviously would be something like letting go of things that don't resonate with you anymore. That's not a part of your journey anymore. Things that are not supposed to go with you on your journey. Like for me, we are in the fall season right now, but the call of action that I am having right now is the season to shut up. Like literally shut the hell up. Like keep your mouth closed, don't say anything, do what you gotta do, focus on yourself. And of course, get rid of who you need to get rid of, whether it's a friend, a job, a relationship, whatever the case may be. And it doesn't even have to be pertaining to people that you are associated with or anything like that sort. It could simply be off of you as an individual. It could be because you need to get rid of some behaviors, an attitude that you need to change about yourself. You need to change your perspective on life. You need to shed that mentality off. And I am now coming to that season, but when I do have a post coming up about what this fall season is, and not only about it being about shedding dead weight, but it is a season to shut your mouth, keep your mouth closed. But the whole point is, this is a season where different seasons have a different call to action. You need to take note of it the minute you recognize it. Sometimes you need to sit down and you need to think, okay, with everything that's happening around me, what would I call this season? I'm using nature, like I said in these videos. So am I in my winter season where I need to semi-isolate? Am I in a season where now everything is like starting to come in fruition? Like my fruits of my labor are starting to bear? Am I going through a season where everything is good and it's about maintaining it even though it's hot? It's about feeding those things. I've already springed everything that I need to. My fruits are flourishing and I need to just keep them hydrated because it's hot like the summer. So that is something to remember. And something that I want to keep in mind is that you cannot just pray. You can't just pray and fast yourself out of a season. You can't do that. Yes, you can pray. And yes, you can fast. So please, I'm not saying that you cannot do it. I'm saying you can do it, but it's not going to necessarily speed up the season, because every season has a process and you have to go through processes in your life in order to get to where you need to go. Just as it says in Ecclesiastes, right here, tatted permanently on me, sorry mommy, as it is right here in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, 1 through 8, there's a time and seasons for everything. A time for war, a time for peace, a time for joy, a time for sadness, a time to live, and a time to die. Read it, study it, get familiar with it, because I'm going to be using this a lot with seasonal growth. But you can't, like I said, you can't pray and fast your way out of a season. Now, sometimes you find that when you pray and when you fast, it may feel like you're not stagnant anymore, but that doesn't mean that it's, I want to say, necessarily speeding up the process, but it's helping you to get clarity on how to maneuver and how to get through the season, how to manage, how to make sure you keep your head held high and you keep a smile on your face. Yes, we will have moments where we want to keep our head down low. We just want to shake our head and we want to question why we're going through what we are going through. But you can't pray and fast your way out of anything. You can pray and fast to get the wisdom to hear God's voice, but sometimes it's needed. God didn't, what is that? Some sound like, okay, the bush is falling behind me. Okay, cool. Oh my God, I lost my train of thought. But my point of getting to was, obviously God put you through it, either to test you or you needed to go through it in order to mature more, to grow more, to point out your weakness and gain strength from it in order to get into your new season. Sometimes we feel like it's the enemy. The enemy just always throwing things at us. Don't you know that the enemy needs permission from God to test you? Look at the story of Job. The enemy had to go to God. And literally God betted on Job and say, you could do what you want. Basically, he was like, you could do what you want. He's not going to break. He's not going to break. He's not going to turn his back against me. And Job passed the test. Read the story of Job. I'm not going to get into it in this one, but read the story of Job. You have to go through seasons, and sometimes it's not the enemy. It's because God is testing you to see, all right, you were in the season before, but it was same principle, different situation. Now I'm going to put you back in it again. And let me see how you handle yourself. So that is also something to remember. Every season has a call of action, and for every season that there is, you can pray and you can fast, but it's not going to speed up the season or the process, because it's something that you have to go through and grow through, because there's something at the end of the tunnel that's going to help you into the next season that you're going to go through. Hashtag seasonal growth. All seasons have their highs and have their lows. You can't skip it, you can't get rid of it. So you might as well marinate in it and prepare yourself, because something greater is at the end of every season. There is something greater. And the other day I was talking to my friend on the phone, because recently I went through something, and I just, like, they were upset and they were trying to fathom, like, you know, how that happened, why did that happen, yada yada yada, talking. I'm like, let me give you 5 minutes to catch yourself. I've already went through the motions. Let me give you 5 minutes on the phone to catch yourself. And the truth is, life happens. Things happen. That's not what I said on the phone. You know, I said poop happens. I didn't say poop, but y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, cool. And I was like, you know, life happens. It is what it is. We have to go through things. And yes, I did sit down. I did cry. I did question it. I did say, why is this happening to me? But then I had to pause for a minute. I had to say, why not me? Why not me? Because at the end of the day, I was comfortable. I was getting too comfortable. I was very much comfortable. I was very chill. I was very much laid back. And I was like, babe, I could do this to the back of my hand. But I can't speak on it too much. But all I could say is, it's just life happens. Life happens. It is what it is. It's something that I have to go through, and it sucks, and it's unfortunate that I have to go through it. But then there's that part of me that's at peace, that is calm. And even though I did cry and I had my moment, I said, you know what, Odette, Azalea, listen, you got to go through it, because it's for something greater. It's for something better. It's happening to you for a reason. Everyone has a story, and everybody has a testimony. I don't want y'all to think, and this is a side note, I don't know why this just dropped on me, but I don't want y'all to think that I just post videos to post videos for the sake of posting videos. Every video is a part of my story, and it's a part of my testimony. Now, sometimes you gotta confuse the enemy and confound the wise. I ain't gonna lie, because some people be waiting to see, you know, but life happens. I'm not going to be the first. I'm not the first, and I'm not going to be the last. And that is one thing that my mother always tells me, Odette, listen, you're not the first and you're not the last. Other people go through it. Now, what I will say is, if they choose to put on a facade and act like, you know, everything is perfect, that's fine. But listen, y'all know me, and I think y'all know my story just recently. I left my job and got onto a new job. And life happens. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to take yourself out of a certain situation, but learn to appreciate it. Learn to appreciate every season that you go through. Learn to appreciate the seasonal growth that comes with it, because you're going to grow. That's the point. I saw a TikTok the other day, and I'm going to cut this very short as possible. I saw a TikTok video the other day, and the guy said, why can't life just be one straight line? And the person told him, why would life be one straight line? Because in the hospital, when you get a flat line, you are dead. And that is powerful, because life has highs, like I said, and it has lows. This is life. This is not life. Life, you are dead. This means this is the end of the road. You are now being called home to the glory of God. But no, as long as we are living and we are alive, we have breath, we have air, we can breathe, we ain't gonna have no flat lines. We're going to go like this. So learn to accept it. Get a grip of yourself, and I'm talking to myself when I say this. Get a grip of yourself and get over it. Because at the end of the day, you will have growth, you will have wisdom, you will have endurance, you will have patience. And if it's one thing I'm going to leave y'all with today, is the race is not for the swift, but those who endure it to the end. Don't take no shortcuts in this season. In this season of seasonal growth, you're going to learn, do not take any shortcuts. When you take a shortcut, sometimes it works, but most times it's like you didn't learn what you were supposed to learn. Now you gotta start, you gotta turn around. I would spin, but I got a mic on me. You gotta spin around and you gotta start all over again. Don't skip no seasons. Don't do no shortcuts. Growth, maturity, wisdom is gonna come with it. Sit down, identify what it is you need to identify, and just know that you're gonna get through it. So guys, I'm gonna end this video here. Hope this wasn't too long for y'all. I love you all. Welcome to Seasonal Growth. I'm so excited to start this new journey with you guys. It's the fall season, so happy fall. Don't worry, I have a fall post coming out soon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my video. Keep blooming. Don't choose violence. Enjoy the process because it's not for nothing. Something greater is at the end. I love you all. Have a great day. Have an amazing day. And I will see you next time. Bye guys. I love you. Mwah.